Hello, this is Julie Musial with Musial Marketing. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to add a tip to your tips campaign. So this campaign that I'm going to be in is in Sendpepper. Now if you have Office Autopilot or Entreport, your dashboard is going to look the same. Right now I'm in Sendpepper, and when you open up Sendpepper, I'm assuming you've already logged in, so you've put your username and password in, and up pops your dashboard. If you have Office Autopilot or Entreport, you'll have a few more buttons up here, but this is Sendpepper. So over here on the left under recent items, you should see weekly tip sequence. So click on weekly tip sequence, and if you're working with Musial Marketing, we have already created the shell for you. So go into weekly tip sequence, and because I'm doing this live, you will have to wait for some of these intermittent pauses for it to catch up. So what you want to do right now in this particular account, this is an account of mine called Oops, the Parenting Handbook, and right now we are through day 182. So what I want to do is I want to add an email. So over here where it says add a step, click on add an email. And I typically send these out Tuesday at 10 a.m. So what I want to do here, it says send 0 days. I'm gonna change that to 7 because you want it every 7 days, and I'm gonna uncheck all of the boxes except for Tuesday. Now of course if you wanted a different day other than Tuesday, that's what you would make it. Now I don't want it to go out immediately. I want it to go out at 10 a.m. So that's what I have right here, 10 a.m. So now, number 2, I have to go in and I have to select my stored message. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick the generic template, which if you're working with Musial Marketing, we've already created that for you. Now the contact owner, that's whoever you are. The mail, this is who it's coming from. Enter the subject line here. Now prior to getting here, you should have already created, I like to create mine in a Word document prior. And the reason I like to do that is by creating it in Word, I can do a spell check. So I've already done that. So I'm going to go over to Word, I'm going to pop it open, and the name of this particular tip is the power of parents' nonverbal communication. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to click into where it says greetings here, and I'm going to backspace, and I'm going to hit Control V to paste it. So it pasted it in there. Now I always like to send myself test emails. So where it says here send preview email, I'm going to click in that box and I'm going to type my name, my email, julie@musialmarketing.com. That's where you would put your email when you want to test, because this is just for a test. So now if you've opened up the template, which I just did, or if you know how to do this, you can also open up an existing email, just copy it and name it something else. So right now, this part you don't want to change. Dear first name, that's set up for a code. So whoever you have in your contacts, it's going to say Dear Jane or Dear Julie or what have you. So right now, we've got some things in there about Oops, the Parenting Handbook, and Oops is full of support, loving guidance. I'm going to leave that part in there because I like it. But I want to put some space above it because that's where I'm going to paste my copy. So I'm going to, right here, I've got my cursor right here after the comma. I'm going to put let's see, I'm not sure if there, space, space. I'm going to leave my cursor right here. I'm going to go back to my Word document or whatever, you don't have to use Word, but whatever, piece of software you're using. I'm going to go in now and I'm going to copy my entire tip. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy, I'm going to go back to Sendpepper, and right where it's flashing, I'm going to hold down at the same time Control V, and voila, it all comes up. But it doesn't necessarily come up that great looking. You might want to change your font size, what have you. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to print this so I can see it really well so that it won't take as long. I'm going to take a couple seconds here to print, and I'm going to go back, and I know that I'm going to have to correct my spaces. So I know there's a space there, and I think there's a space here, and there's a space here. Oops, we can get out of that. Now I'm going to take my printed copy, and as I go back to the top. Now how this starts out, I know this is all spell checked already, so I'm okay with that. but I'd like some additional spaces in here. Now this, I clicked on this right here, and I want to see, it's kind of small, so I might want to make my font a little bit bigger. So let's see what the font size is. It may not tell me. Let's say I want to play around with, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to go back to size, and let's say I want it to be about a 14. Yeah, I like 14 better. Now that's the regular copy. Now this is a, right here, this is a heading, so that's it's bolded. As you can see right here, it's bolded. So let me walk you through the dashboard here. So you have the main ones that you're going to need is, you can hover over here, over these. It's a paste, paste is plain text. You can hover over all of them, but the ones that I mainly use, if you make a mistake, this little gadget here, that's the back undo button, that's a nice little button. Bold, italic, underline, strike through. Sometimes you might want to use the numbers, the bullets. These are the left and right indent. Here is, actually that was, I think that's tab. Let's see here. Yeah, indent. And then left, justify, center, right. Here is if you want to put in a link, and here is if you want to put in an image, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Then you've got the different styles of a font, different format, different font here. Here's the size. This one is the text color. This one here is the background color. So let's say you want to set something off in yellow. This here is maximize, and this here is show block. So for example, if I'm on this one right here, maybe I want my heading to be a little bit bigger than a 14. Right now it's a 14, so maybe I want it, or maybe what I want to do is an italic, because it's bold, so let's try an italic. Let's do that. Okay, so now right here we've got the next couple paragraphs. I need a space here, and I'm going to make all of this a 14. Actually, I can probably go down and make it all a 14. Let's do that, so we don't have to keep doing it. Oops. Okay, so actually I'm not going to, those two parts that were originally there, I'm not going to make those 14. So I'm going to start right here. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to highlight it all. I'm going to go up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It doesn't like it that I keep highlighting so much text. So I'm going to click right here. I got to get the A. All right, go down a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to scroll up so I can get the 14. I'm going to make it 14. Click off the copy. Now I'm going to go back up. Just double check. I can click on that. It's a 14. This title is a 14 italic. Now I'm going to keep watching. Remember, I printed it out so I can see if everything looks good. I want to set off my subhead, so I'm going to put spaces. See, I just put a space there, and you want everything to look consistent, so I'm going to make this italic again. You know, you can play with this. You can make it different colors, whatever you want. You can make it a different size font. So right here I'm going to make another space there, and then here I'm going to, oops, make that italic. And then let's see here, we need another space here, and we need one more here. And I have to make, because I imported this and this was already a link, what I want this to be is a link to this client's website. So I'm going to open up his website. Hopefully it's not going to take too long. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to grab a link to make that a link to his book page. So here's his website. I'm going to go here as soon as it's finished coming up, and I'm going to go to books. I'm going to click on books up here in the title bar. Now here's his books page. So up here is the URL. Now I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to right click, or excuse me, I highlighted it. Now I'm going to copy it with a right click, go back to Sendpepper. I'm going to show you how to take a link out of here too. So up here, right now, this little guy here, click that, unlink it. See, now it's unlinked. Now if you had copied that, you just highlight your copy, and then you go up here and see where this little, kind of like a little ladybug looking thing, you click on that, and it's a link. Now up is going to open this up, And I just copied that URL. So here, your cursor is right here. Just right click, paste, and my URL went in. Now you want to say OK. So now you see it is indeed a link. So I'm going to kind of go back and look at it. It's going to be dear first name. Now when you do a test to your email, it's not going to say dear Jane. It's just going to say dear comma. But just know that when you send it out, it will pull the first names from your list. So I'm just going to kind of take a look at this. Now you can type this right in when you're in Sendpepper, but I just prefer to do it in Word and do a spell check before I get here. It's just a lot easier. So this all looks good to me. So now I want to do a test. So right here, remember I put my email in here, julie@musealmarketing.com, and I'm going to click on Send Preview Email. Now it just went. Now it takes about a minute. Sometimes it'll take longer. I don't know why. I think it's dependent upon how many people are using Sendpepper, Office Autopilot, and Entreport at the same time. So I'm going to go to my email, which I don't have open right now. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. And as soon as I get there, I am going to click Send and Receive. This could take a while. So once I get there, I'm going to click Send and Receive, and in hopes that that it's going to come in relatively quickly. It's still coming up. My computer's slow today. I'm going to click on my inbox, and there it is. It's already there. See how right there it says info at oops, the parenting handbook? I'm going to double click so I can look at it. Here it is. And you can see who it's coming from. It went to me. And here was your subject. Remember, we put in the power of parents' nonverbal communication. And here's the email. So it looks real nice. Now if I wanted to make changes, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to click out of that. Now if I wanted to make changes, I'm going to go back, and I would just go in and I would make the changes. Now I'm going to show you how to put in a picture if you want to. Now I already have some pictures uploaded, but if you want to put a picture in, let's say I want to put a picture in right here, okay? So I'm going to put my cursor right there. Now I'm going to go to this one right here, the little picture screen, and it says image. I'm going to click on image. And if you don't have images already in here, you can select images. So what you want to do is select hosted image. Now I have a lot of images in here already, but if you don't have images in here, click on add new file, and it'll take you to your hard drive. Now typically when you upload an image, you don't want it to be any wider than, say, I think 500 pixels wide is good. So for example, I will pretend that I'm going to upload this one. Okay, so I'm going to say, now you want to go up here in the right hand corner, you want to say accept. And you can see this one is 450 pixels wide by 300 high. So I'm going to say okay. And look, it put it in there. Now if I were to do another test, it would be in there. I'm not going to put that in there. Actually, I could. It looks kind of nice. Let me see here. Negative cycles of parenting and nonverbal communication. That's actually kind of nice. So you know what? Just for the heck of it, let's send another preview and see how this looks. Maybe we'll leave that there. And you always want to do a test email, because oftentimes it could turn out where you're not going to like how it looks. So let's see here. Go back to that, and I'm going to hit send and receive. There we go. Came right in. It's Friday afternoon. Probably not that many people using the system. So now you can see how dear, and like I said, it's right now it just says dear comma, but when you actually send this, it'll have the names. So there's the picture. I really don't like how that picture looks, so I'll take it out. But you could also make that picture a link. So for example, let's say I wanted to make that picture a link. So I'm going to click on it. See how it's boxed up. Then I'm going to go up here where it says link, and if I wanted to make this a link, say for example I would go back to the website, I would highlight the URL or whatever I want to link it to. So let's say I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to copy, go back. Now I've got this highlighted, I've got this picture highlighted. So then I'm going to go and I'm going to click on the little ladybug, and I'm going to say link, and I'm going to right click at the URL, and I'm going to paste it. And if I did that, if I said, okay, that would be a link. I'm not going to do it though. I'm just going to say cancel. Oops. Let's get out of this. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to click on it, and I don't want this picture in there, so I'm going to delete it. So I'm back to where I was before. Okay. So let's say I'm happy now. You can also make links to YouTube videos, and all you would have to do is, if you wanted to have a YouTube video in there, take a screenshot, and in Musial Marketing YouTube, you can find out how to take screenshots using PicMonkey. You can make them different sizes. I also have one in there on how to use Paint. So you'll take a screenshot, or you can take any picture and upload it, change the size. If you don't know how to change the size of a picture, in Musial Marketing's YouTube channel, you can go in there, and there's a video in there called How to Resize a Photo Using Paint. That'll teach you how to do it. If you're uploading something, as I said, to Sendpepper or to Entreport, you want it to be about maybe around 425. You can do side-by-side pictures if it's around 300 wide. So if you wanted to have a video, let's say it said right here, let me scroll down. So maybe it said right here, click on this video to watch whatever. So then I have a picture here. Well, then I might go to YouTube, and I'll show you how to do that. Let me go to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to go to YouTube. This will take a couple seconds, but I really want you to know how to do this. So I'm oops is coming up. So I have to wait till it's done thinking. Now over here you want to click on my channel. Oops. Come on. It's not opening right now. Well, there we go. Okay, so now it's bringing up the videos. We still have the little spinner, so I'm just going to sit here for a second. So once all the videos come up, let's say that I want it to be a link to this video right here. So I'm going to click on this video, and it's going to come up, and it's going to start playing. And there it is. And it's going to start playing in a second. And
as parents, you really
want to click. I'm going to click on that because I don't want it to start talking. But to share a video, so right here you want to click on share, and you want to copy this copy right here. If you ever want to embed into a blog, you're gonna click here. Well, no, excuse me. You're gonna click embed. But so this right here, it's already in blue. So right click, which is a copy. Go back to Sendpepper. And if I had a picture here, right now I've got that URL. I could actually make this, whatever I click on, let's say I clicked on this, or I clicked on a picture, I just go back to link, I click on link, I would put the URL in there, I'd say okay, and it would then be a live link, but I'm not going to do that. So that is how you would do a video. So now that we're finished, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say save step. Now you have to remember to save step. So go down to the bottom and say save step. One more thing, if you wanted to attach a file, you could do it right here. But I'm going to say save step. And it's going to take a couple seconds to do that. And sometimes you'll get a warning. I've never had a warning that really meant anything. This one looks good. My spam score is 0, which is great. Your spam score just means if there's any reason that it might not get through someone's spam detector. So I'm going to say save step. And excuse me, I'm going to take a drink, just a minute. Okay, so I've saved the step. And now I'm going to say up here at the very top, well, actually, let me show you one more thing. The power, it's right here. So remember, money and children was at 182. Now the power of parents is at 189. But there's one more step. You have to remember to do this. After you save the step, you have to go up here and say save sequence. So now it's saved. So now what's going to happen is, if we were to go back into the weekly tip sequence and add another one, so I'm going to click on right there. So let's say we go back in, and there it is. I could actually click on there just to show you. And there it is. So everything is working just fine. So I'm just going to say save the sequence, even though you're already saved. So that is how to do a weekly tip sequence in Sendpepper, Office Autopilot, and in Entreport. I hope that was helpful for you. I am going to